I'm on photo booth because my phone died and I'm trying to do a detox, but this feels very important. And this is usually how these things go for me. Is I just feel like I have a thought that I want to remember and I'll start recording and then it turns into a big long tangent and I'm like, "Holy shit. This was way more packed than I even realized." So that just happened with me with my phone and then it died. So I'm coming on here to restart. And what got my thoughts started was that I watched this guy's Instagram video today and he's super woke. He had a good message and it was just all about coronavirus. And he was saying that right now people's lives and their schedules and things are flipping. Like for him, he was somebody who worked out every single day, and now his body and his spirit is telling him, stop, slow down, take your time. And that's unusual for him, but he was saying, I just have to listen to my body, I have to listen to my soul because I know it's trying to put me in a greater alignment. And basically what's happening is that the large reason that there's so much chaos on this world is that people aren't listening. People aren't listening to their bodies, they aren't listening to their souls. And so when you're acting in a place that's not in alignment with your heart and love, you're not in alignment. You're not in alignment with the divine, you're not in alignment with magic, and you're going to be creating cycles of chaos. And the truth is that God, magic, the source, universe, higher self, whatever you want to call it, it is love. And this is scientifically proven. Like, God is love. Waves of love. We are waves of love. Everything here that exists, and even things we can't see that exist, is made of love. And we suffer because we have strayed so far from love and from our source. Does that make sense? We're so far from our source, from God, from our love, from, the center of creation, the magic within us. And that's why we suffer. And so if we take this time to step back into alignment with ourselves, we can step back into love, and that will help us synchronize across the globe. So what stuck out to me is that it's interesting that he said something about us all synchronizing. Because now that I'm doing heart math, I've learned and I understand that, yeah, of course, the best solutions to global problems are going to happen when we're synchronized. And that might seem weird to people. Like, how would people possibly synchronize? Like, what are you talking about? Well, it's the same thing as like when women get periods. If two girls hang out with each other for too long, their cycles start to synchronize, right? They pick up on each other and they say it's going like this, and then they're together for so long and it starts going like this, and then they're the same and they're mimicking each other. If that makes sense. So that happens with people in multitudes of ways, but the craziest thing is that your heart has an energy field, right? And I'm supposed to open all of my sessions with my heart math clients with heart-focused breathing. Why? Because even over phone screens, energy is energy. So if I'm breathing into my heart and you're breathing into your heart, we're creating a bond. Like, we're bonding. Think of it like Avatar. When they put the hair to the hair. That's what's happening. When you breathe in your heart and anybody around you is there, their hearts are also going to become more synchronized. And not only do you synchronize the people around you, you're synchronizing every single one of your bodily systems. Okay? Cardiovascular, endocrine, hormonal system, every single one of these things coming into balance, working in harmony, functioning, operating, sending clear messages to each other. Beautiful, right? So if we synchronize, and we can do that. I mean, social distancing, not a single problem, because energy is energy. If we were to have a prominent figure like a Kylie Jenner of the world go online and say like, hey, on this date at this time, we're going to have a worldwide, not even meditation, because meditation's like a big scary word to people. If you say a worldwide breathing, just sit down and pay attention to your breath for 5 minutes. 1 minute, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever, however long, people would synchronize. And if enough of people started doing this around the globe, if there were enough people at one time breathing into their hearts, they would synchronize. Okay? We'd be creating an energy field globally connected by our hearts, connected by source. Therefore, we would be opened up to intuitive guidance, divine inspiration, like literally epiphanies, messages from God, okay? Revelations. Like when they say he had a revelation, that happens to people all the time. You just got to be connected, okay? People can have revelations when you're in this state of heart connection. And we can do this. We can seriously do this. All it takes is phones. Everyone's on their phone anyways. There's thousands of people at a time watching Diplo's live sets, okay? If Diplo were to go on there, put on a healing song, okay? With all of these people on live and say, hey, everybody watching, breathe and focus your attention on your heart. We're going to do this together for the duration of this song. And that song could be 3 minutes. I kid you not, there would be a shift in the entire world at that moment. Like, people would literally connect. You would feel the energy of every single other person who was also on that live or that screen, you know? We don't have to all be together, but our consciousness is all in the same place, and we can bond our energy that way. And you don't need the whole world to be doing this to synchronize. And that's the craziest part, is that if there's enough people doing this, and they're surrounded by people who don't give a shit, and they're not going to breathe, and they're going to let themselves be chaotic and do whatever, that's fine. It doesn't matter, because guess what? Their hearts are going to synchronize. Their hearts are going to pick up on it too, without them even having to know they're a part of it. And their heart is also going to synchronize with all of these other hearts that have gained so much strength and energy together. And from that space, we are just a pool of divine solutions for global problems. Okay? And this is such a blessing at this time, because there is not going to be a single other time that the entire world is going to go into lockdown, and that we're going to be recognizing that, wow, we feel like our government's lying to us, and wow, kind of seems like the news is lying to us, or seems a little bit fishy here, you know? No one's going to be inside with nothing to do ever again. Like, this is history being made. We are living in it. How do you want this story to end? How do you want to tell the story to your children? This is going to be printed in textbooks if we don't get together and find a solution to up-level the education system real quick. Maybe we'll have something better than textbooks, but you know what I mean. That's the thing, is we can get together right now and do that shit. Up-level education systems. Reform the prison system. Get rid of patriarchal living, okay? Get rid of colonialism. Fix capitalism. Make it conscious and sustainable. Fix the healthcare system. Make it a system that thrives on people getting better rather than getting sick. You know? Just these things. If we can breathe into our hearts, because there is nothing else that will save you from this fear. Like, I will tell you now, I thought that I was immune. I thought that I was just so woke. My consciousness was all the way up here. You guys be scared, little sheep. I'll be up here. And then I go to sleep last night, and literally out of nowhere, boom, panic attack. And I thought that I was going to die alone in my bed last night. I thought that maybe I contracted coronavirus, and that was it for me. Literally, just in these 15 seconds of fear. That was already the conclusion I came to. And I couldn't get out of it. You know, when you have a panic attack and you're so engulfed in these feelings of fear and anxiety and just pure terror and survival, there's not much you can do to get out of it. You know, it's like you're drowning, and it's really scary. And the only thing that helped me, because usually I'm like, okay, my heart's pounding, I just want to get all this energy out. I'll like frantically pace, or I'll kick my legs in bed. And I was kind of doing that, but it wasn't helping me. And I was like, hey, Maddie, this is your higher self here. You already know the only thing that's going to help you is if you get into your heart. So what did I do? I literally had to get still, pretended. If I were to move, I would die, or like I'm bound, or I'm tired or something. Like forcing myself to stop moving. Even though that's all I want to do. All I want to do is shiver and shake and just freak out. So I did that, and I started taking deep breaths. And they were so hard at first. So I just had to cheer myself on until I could get to the count of 5. In, out, in, out, in. 5. And that was like a huge accomplishment. And it was hard, but I did it. And it was like all of a sudden I'd be like, well, oh my gosh, I was asleep. I was just having a panic attack. How am I waking up right now? That's how good the heart breathing works. Okay, I didn't even realize that I wasn't panicking anymore. I just woke up. Like, and if you could give this skill to everybody in the world who is experiencing fear and panic and survival, you know, and there's so many things going on, job loss, money loss, people are losing their loved ones, people are getting sick, even just being confined in your house, like, it seems like fun and games, but once you've been in there for so long and like this does not look like it's dying down anytime soon, it starts to get real. And then you're in there questioning yourself and your life and your feelings, and you're looking at things that you've been avoiding. Like, it's a messy process. It's a lot of inner work for everybody. Everybody's going through it right now in their own personal way. And if you can just connect through the breath and through the heart, like, it's the most simple thing ever, but I really do think that that is the only solution we have to global change, is starting with getting people to focus on their breath and on their heart. And it's so deceptively simple, but that's the only way. And if we can synchronize, like, I'm putting this out into the universe right now. If there is somebody out there with a big following, like somebody, someone who can do things, you know, someone who can put something together and get a crowd excited. If they see this, or if you know anyone like that, or if I just put this out there and then it's out in the mass consciousness and someone will pick up on it, like, we need this. Just somebody to gather up the troops through Instagram Live, you know, gather up the millennial troops who want social change, who want justice, the Gen Zers who are advocates and feminists, and these awesome people who are so excited to help heal the world. Get them together through their phone screen and just say, hey, if you want to do all these things you're excited about doing and change the world, please just breathe with me right now. Focus on your heart or chest area. Breathe a little more deeper and slower than usual. Imagining each breath coming in through your heart and out through your heart. And that's it. In just those like 20 seconds or so, you shift yourself into a completely different being. your entire body has just changed. You just released DHEA, the anti-aging hormone. Thousands of other hormones that regenerate your body, that heal your body. You just brought your heart into coherence. So now your heart's sending your brain clear messages, so your brain can send your body clear messages. You just opened up your channel to intuition. And there's 3 different types. One of them is the type where you can walk into a room and sense that there was probably just a fight there, where you just feel weird energy. That's one type of intuition. Another type of intuition is like if you're thinking about somebody and then suddenly you get a phone call from them. That's one other type of intuition. And then there's another intuition called non-local intuition. And this is, I believe, pretty baffling because they call it non-local, meaning it's not confined to anywhere. They can't find where this information and intelligence is coming from, but it happens and it comes through your heart. And these non-local intelligence are things like knowing things before they happen. Like when you just feel like you should shut the garage and then the next day you see that there was a robber who tried to come in. Like that's the other kind of intuition. And when you breathe into your heart, you're opening yourself up to every single kind of these intuitions. So imagine if you have an entire planet full of people, or full of at least a good chunk of people, who will together breathe into their hearts, open this giant collective, strong, loving energy field. And then there's all these people opened up to all these different types of intuition at once. And from there, people are feeling calm, people are feeling peaceful, people are feeling like, okay, I understand now. You start to get intuitive insights, flashes, epiphanies, revelations. And just like that, you're on the start to exactly the solutions we need in the planet being started from your neighbor's bedroom, you know? Or from this one Instagram live that somebody held where they asked people to breathe. We can really synchronize. We can be connected in a way that we've never imagined being possibly connected ever before. And it's possible, and it's literally the easiest thing you can possibly do. Breathe. And there is so much mind-blowing science and studies and research behind this. Like, I don't know how much better it could possibly get. So I just have to honor my own panic attacks, see what they're trying to teach me and where they're guiding me and where they're leading me. And right now I just feel like I had to feel that so I could get uncomfortable and so that I could understand what people around this entire planet are feeling, because it's not fun. And when that energy field of fear is the dominant energy and consciousness on the planet, you can bet that there's not going to be anything good going on, okay? Nothing good can come out of that. We have to start to break it up with breathing and love and the heart and the intuition. And all you have to do is just sit and pay attention to how you breathe and feel your heartbeat. And by doing that, you're just regenerating your own life force, your own energy, helping yourself survive, helping yourself thrive, helping yourself be healthy, intelligent, wise, creative, helping yourself be more safe, peace, calmful, peaceful, calm, loving. And this is the state where you can communicate with your higher self. You can ask yourself questions. Shut your eyes. Breathe for literally like 30 seconds or less, sometimes. And suddenly, ding, solution popped in your mind. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, easy. Write it down. Go on to the next thing. Shit, like that's part of heart math. That's one of the techniques we learn. You have a problem? Ask your higher self. State the problem, state how you feel, breathe. You're going to have a totally different outtake, perspective, whatever, you know? I just can't ever get over how transformative it really is. Like, it's so huge and mind-blowing. You can't even describe it by just saying, oh yeah, I teach people to breathe and focus on their heart, you know? It's like, this is actually changing the whole goddamn planet. And it can change it faster if we try and if we let it, because it's so easy. And I totally believe we could do that. If some schmucks can close down the whole world, we can sit together and breathe a little bit and start to get some energy of unity going on and get some consciousness of love going on, so that there's people creating from spaces that aren't fearful. Because when you create from fear, you're only creating more fear, you know? And if you're feeling fear, stop what you're doing. Literally, stop what you're doing. Any negative emotion is a sign from your own internal guidance system. Hey, don't. I don't like this. Go back. Just cut it off. Seriously. My other thing is to pray. I know that this might have weird connotations for people, and it's different for everybody. I know that I grew up in religion. When people said pray, it didn't really hold any weight to me because I had never experienced while in that religion what spirituality felt like. And I was under the impression in religion that I didn't have access to God whenever I wanted, you know? I mean, I was taught that I did have access to God, but it was like, you gotta be following these rules. And it was just like, even when I wanted help, I didn't really want to ask God because I was ashamed. And I just felt like he was going to judge me. And it was just this picture of this flying man in the sky was what God was to me. So praying kind of irked me for a while, but prayer is just another word for chant or for meditation or for affirmation or mantra. So whatever you want to call it, please know that you always have access to God, universe, source, energy, to love, this pure, limitless source of creation that made you and everything, okay? You are inherently connected to it. You have access all the time. So please, when you need help, pray. Ask for your help. If you ask, you shall receive. Ask for help. Ask your spirit guides. Ask your angels. Ask your ancestors. Ask God. Ask the universe. Ask your higher self. Whatever it is that you feel like you need to connect to, go for that. And please ask for help and be receptive to it, because there is never, ever going to be a time that you'll ask for help and not get an answer. There might be times that you're not paying enough close attention, but there will never be a time that you'll ask God for help and not get an answer or not get help. And people might try and say, oh, that does happen because you're sinning or whatever. That's false. And these archaic religions that have twisted meanings of beautiful sacred things are also part of this matrix and this system that's gotta go and gotta be up-leveled with the education system and the rest of it, right? So please pray. Find this time to connect to an inner sense of spirituality. Know that everything you could ever need is within you. And that is always kind of hard to practically take in, but really just stop distracting yourself with things that are not meaningful. Stop distracting yourself at all. Breathe. Be with yourself. Take time. And that's all I can say. Well, I love you all. I ask you all to breathe. I hope that you did the breathing with me on this video. And I hope it made you feel better. On the other side of this, things are going to be better than we could have ever imagined. And stay strong in your faith. Okay. Love you so much. Bye.